Imagine you're going to a restaurant. It's a new restaurant. You go in, and they say you can't come in. They say you're blank. And people who are blank can't come in. And you're forced to leave. How does that make you feel? Now, I'm sure you're asking, what is blank? Blank is insert, it's like Mad Libs. Insert something that can be discriminated against. An ethnicity, a religion, a nationality, a sexuality, something like that. I'm sure you've heard of it. All kinds of things can fit in that category. And at this restaurant, when you walk in and they reject you, that is something you want. If you're Hispanic or gay or Muslim, if you're an Hispanic gay Muslim, not judging them. My message here is tolerance. I'm trying to say that everyone should be tolerated, no matter what, because a religion, a color, a nationality, it doesn't make who they are. I'm an atheist. I've been made fun of for that. I lost friends. I can actually think of a certain instance when I was younger, when I had decided I was going to be an atheist after going to church for months and months with my best friend. And I had decided that being Christian really wasn't for me. It was something I couldn't bring myself to believe in. I told my friends. Almost all of them accepted it, except for one. A friend of mine, I would hang out with him during recess. We would sit together on swings and talk all day. And I told him, and he refused to speak to me again. He actually became one of the kids who made fun of me. His favorite insult was atheist or freak. He would tell me things like, you're going to go to hell, the devil's going to see you. It hurt. It hurt really bad. What if somebody said that about you? I mean, do you really think that didn't affect me? Today, I'm more outspoken and I realize he was ignorant. And that one person wasn't going to affect my life. But even now, to think that he said those things and he made terrible fun of me, it still hurts to think about that. That someone who was at one point my friend, and one little thing, one little belief of mine, changed him. Changed what he thought of me. Changed everything. But note that never really changed who I was. I was still the same person, I just didn't believe in God. And it really dug deep. Flash forward a few years, and I sit on the bus with my best friend. It's 8th grade. I live in the town I do now. I've just moved there. I have made friends with the girl who's still my best friend in the whole world. The kids in the back of the bus loved to call us the lesbians. They would throw stuff at us and call us names and scream at us. And nobody did anything. And it was really painful. I was shunned because people thought I was gay. And I'm not. But simply because they thought I was, and they thought she was, and she's not either, it was enough to send us home crying every day. It was enough that I contemplated suicide. Because it hurt so bad. And there are these days that I'm actually friends with a couple of those guys now. That, we buried the hatchet. I don't like to hold grudges. But it's still going to be something I'm going to hold forever. I remember at one point they started throwing things at us, pencils, pens, paper, at our heads, and our bus driver would just claim she didn't know anything, that she never heard anything, that she never saw anything, so those boys never got in trouble. This is why I'm here today. I'm promoting tolerance. I believe that everyone, no matter what they are, before someone decides they don't like them, they should really get to know them first. They should not base hatred for someone on one aspect of them, or even multiple aspects. If they don't like that, you're just something, or you're multiple somethings. If you're a black Muslim, perhaps they don't like either of those and hate them. I think they should get to know them. You should get to know them before you hate them. Yes, it may not be the values your parents taught you, but you also have to realize that we're the next generation. We're going to be setting the examples of our kids. And all prejudice is ignorance. Ignorance and plain stupidity. A great man, John Lennon, said, "Imagine there's no countries, it isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill and die for, and no one for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people live in life in peace." He's right. He wasn't the only one. Many people think this. There are many people who also don't think this. And they decide to make it very hard for people like me and people who are usually discriminated against. They make our lives hard. I encourage that if the next time you see, the gay kid at school being picked on, stand up for him, tell his bullies to stop. Or next time you're getting picked on, go tell an adult. There is the point that you shouldn't stand by and watch. Actually, no one should ever stand by and watch. I take that back. No one should ever, ever stand by and watch somebody be hurt. Because what if that day, when you could have stopped something, they go home and decide, I'm ending it, I'm done. And they kill themselves. Could you live with yourself knowing that you could have stopped something like this? You could have stopped someone suffering. And that's really all you can do. You can try, you can stop, you can be their friend. And that's really all I ask. I ask for acceptance. I ask for the world to be accepting. I know I'm just one person, but there are so many people in this world who want the same thing. So, the next time you see somebody being hurt, the next time you're trying to get hurt, you're hurting someone, stop them. Stop their pain. Try to be their friend. Try to comfort them. You can't, you don't always have to agree with it. If you're one of those people who believe that being gay is wrong, you also shouldn't make them suffer. They're people too. If you think being Muslim is wrong for whatever reason, I still don't really understand that. If they don't believe in their God, why I care. But I think that way about any discrimination. Don't make them suffer. Don't let them suffer. I think, honestly, if my friends saw somebody picking on me because I'm an atheist, they would help me. They would stand up and say, "Hey, stop." She's a great person. Not trying to be, big ego, but I try to be a good friend. I try to be a good person, and I try to give that, and that's part of the reason I'm doing this. Please, learn to be accepting. Try to be the best person you can be and set an example. We are the future. And if the future now is what it is. The future is what it is now. What kind of world are we going to be living in? Where people are committing suicide every day because no one can accept each other. So I beg of you, try. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change, for my sake, be the change I want to see in the world. Because really and truly, I want tomorrow to be better.